Those who want to speak to God often look for quiet places that are removed from the rest of humanity so that they can focus on what God wants to say to them and what they want to say to God. Somehow removed from people, there's an ability to listen more closely to the Lord. And St. Ignatius Loyola was no different in his conversion. He found being in his room as he was recovering a kind of monastery cell where he could work out what God was saying to him. In Manresa, he found a cave where he could pray, and he would wander the countryside, offering his heart to the Lord. Before he celebrated his first Mass, after he'd been ordained, he and the other companions went out into desolate areas in the Italian countryside and found ramshackle or torn down buildings in which to stay and to pray and to prepare. And of course, when it came time to do the spiritual exercises, as he would guide people through them, he tried to find for them a cell in a monastery or a room in a place where people would leave them alone. And there, in that silence of 30 days, in deep prayer, they were able to listen to the Lord. And to be here at El Retiro is to drink in that wisdom of St. Ignatius as people slowly are coming back here for their retreats. Because here they find in the solitude and in its beauty, in its quiet, they find that wisdom of Ignatius, that one can listen to God when the world around us is a little bit distant from us. And I'd want to encourage you in your own lives to find that cell or that place where you can frequently go and commune with God, to speak to God. It might be walking through a park or along the beach for you. It might be finding a quiet monastery where you can just go and sit and pray, or a retreat center like the retreat center we have here. It might be in a special place for prayer in your house, a room that you have, a corner of a room where you light a candle. It might be the patio that you of your garden, or your garden itself. But to find a place that you can remove yourself from the everyday activities and the hurry and perhaps a little bit of the noise of the world, and listen to the Lord. That noise sometimes may not be all that bad. One of the places I would pray was a chapel that was probably only about 50 feet from one of the busiest freeways in San Diego. And I would hear the traffic go by and know that here in this place I was alone with God. So find that place of solitude, whether it be noisy or it be quiet, whether it be removed in the countryside, a bit like what we have here, or whether it just be a small patch, a corner where you can pray. And there, using the wisdom of St. Ignatius, find your place to be with God.